Yes, that intro. Fire! Off-season show episode number 3. First off, the phone number, 978-254-1707. You can DM us. It's at Bet the Beach on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We'll be reading those throughout the night. And you can hop in the chat, too. While you're there, give us a like and subscribe. That helps us. And if you're one of our audio listeners, listening on your favorite podcast platform, give us a like and a subscribe. Leave a review. It is quite helpful, as you might assume. Episode number 3. We're going to do something a little different today. I got about 2 weeks, roughly, into the off-season without having volleyball going on to watch, talk about, gamble on, speculate on, talk about before I got a little antsy. So what I decided was it was time to bring back, bootstrap up, the off-season simulated invitational. What is the off-season simulated invitational, you may ask? Well, it's been going on for decades, if not centuries, millennia even, possibly. And it is a simulated 16-team co-ed beach volleyball tournament organized by myself. And so what I did was and you're about to see that in a minute, 2 days ago on Monday, we got the committee, we locked them in a room, and we ranked the top 8 blockers and defenders, men's and women's, anticipated to play regularly on the 2025 AVP Tour. So we were a little loose with that. We had some players that have played in the past, some international players that have played on the AVP in the past that don't regularly play on the AVP. We made some guesses about some people that may or may not be retiring or have already announced their retirement. Retirement is, as you certainly know, fellow beach volleyball fans, kind of a loose word in beach volleyball. So we took the top 8 men's and women's blockers and defenders. And you're about to see this in a minute here. Happened 2 days ago in a sealed room, and we drew randomly players, a male blocker with a women defender, a woman blocker with a male defender. So you're about to see the 16-team selection for the off-season simulated invitational. Then, after the teams are picked, which you're about to see here, we're going to come right back into the studio. Once you get back into the studio, what we're going to do is we are going to seed out and set up the brackets. So just like your NCAA tournament selection show, Sunday afternoon before the Thursday when the volleyball tournament starts, at the end of championship week, that is where you're at right now. This is the off-season simulated invitational tournament selection show. Games will start next Wednesday on the off-season show. The first round of 16, the first 4 round of 16 games will happen on December 25th. The next 4 of the round of 16, the final 4, will happen on Wednesday, January 1st. And then we are going to do our semifinals or our quarterfinals, all 4 of them live on air. Hoping to get a couple of guests in here for some live play-by-play commentary of these matches. But before we do any of that, let's go back. 2 days ago, drawing of the lots, selection of the teams. As I said, we ranked our top 8. That's a kind of a bet the beach choice. It's a me choice. It's really who I like the best, who I think is the best, and who's going to be the most entertaining to be part of this off-season simulated invitational tournament. Aussie, we're going to call it. Aussie number 1. So without further ado, let's send it to past Chris. All right, welcome. Thank you very much, future Chris. This is the first inaugural off-season open virtual co-ed beach volleyball tournament team selection show. Let's start with the blockers. On the men's side, we ranked them from 1 through 8 as far as players that are most likely to play domestically in and on the AVP in 2025, and we ranked them based on talent, production, and basically who we like best. Totally biased. The first seed on the men's side for the blocker is Andy Benish, followed by number 2, Chase Buttinger, number 3, Theo Brunner. Number 4 is Cody Caldwell. We put him in as a blocker. Some noise about him maybe going to defense in 2025, but for now, he is our number 4 ranked blocker domestically. Number 5, Alison Cerruti. Number 6, Tri Bourne. Number 7, the thin beast, the Beijing beast, the legend himself, Phil Dahlhauser. Expect him back on the tour in 2025 and expect him to be a dominating participant in the Off-SZN Open co-ed virtual beach volleyball tournament. And the number 8 spot, I gave this to a young gun, an up-and-comer, somebody you're going to be seeing a lot of. It is the rookie, James Shaw, rounding off your top 8 men's blockers for the co-ed beach volleyball tournament. We go to the women's side, the number 1 overall seed, Brandy Wilkerson, the defending 2024 Paris Olympic silver medalist. Brandy Wilkerson takes the number 1 spot. Number 2, Kelly Chang, USA two-time Olympian, I should say, took a 5th in Paris. Taryn Cloth took a 9th. She's your number 3 seed blocker. Then you have Julia Scholes in the 4th spot, Therese Cannon in the 5th spot, Tony Rodriguez earning the number 6 seed based on a very, very spectacular 2024 AVP League season and some excellent results on the international tour here in November. Tina Gradina is probably the biggest outlier of any of these players. She doesn't play regularly on the AVP, but she does play on the AVP. She is the 2022 Fort Lauderdale AVP Open champion. She's got the number 7 spot on the women's side as a blocker, and then Kylie DeBerg, the number 8 seed for the women in the blockers. For the defenders on the women's side, we'll stay on the women's side. TKN's Taryn Cloth is the 3 seed as a blocker. Kristen Nuss is the number 1 seed overall for the women in the list of defenders. Melissa Humana Paredes from Canada, I almost said Canada. The defending silver medalist, as I said, with her partner Brandy Wilkerson, she's the number 2 seed. Sarah Hughes, the 3 seed. Megan Kraft, the 4 seed. Haley Harward, a 5 seed. Betsy Flint taking a 6 seed. Jeannie Urango, a spectacular 2024 AVP League season. She takes a 7 spot. And then Savvy Simo just missed league qualification, but we have her in there as the number 8 seed overall for the women on the defenders' side. Then for the men, the number 1 overall seed, Miles Partain, I think easy choice there. The Bugs, the number 2 seed, Taylor Crabb. His brother, Trevor Crabb, is your 3 seed. Miles Evans takes the 4 spot. Evan Corey in there at the 5 spot. Came Shock, he is your number 6 seed for the men's defenders. Your 7 seed is Troy Field. And your number 8 seed, the Anti-Defense Defense Club president, CEO, and owner, the man, the myth, legend, Sean Cook, taking the number 8 seed for the men's defenders. All right, time to draft our teams. We're going to be pairing a male blocker with a woman defender. We're going to be pairing a male defender with a woman blocker. And we will start with the men, and we'll pick our first male blocker. The first overall seed, first player taken. And again, these teams will be seeded by me totally arbitrarily once we have the teams all generated. The first male blocker chosen is Cody Caldwell. Cody Caldwell will be a blocker for the first female defender chosen. Cody Caldwell will be playing in the Off-SZN Open co-ed virtual beach volleyball tournament with Savvy Simo. So Cody and Savvy are your first team picked. We go back to the jar. Men's blocker. Second blocker picked James Shaw, the rookie, the up-and-comer. He will be playing with female counterpart, playing defense behind the young big block of James Shaw is from Canada, defending silver medalist, Melissa Humana Paredes. James Shaw and Melissa, the second team picked overall for the tournament. The number 3 team for the men, for the blockers, you have 2024 Olympian Andy Benish. Andy Benish will be partnering up for the tournament with none other than Megan Kraft. Megan Kraft playing amazing volleyball lately with her partner Therese Cannon. I said recently on a show that if you were buying stock in players, she might be my number 3 person picked among men's and women's domestically. I think the future is bright for Megan Kraft, and she's got an excellent partner there with Andy Benish. I would say right off the jump street, a very likely high seed will be given to Andy Benish and Megan Kraft. But a long way to go here. We go back to the cup. It's the men's blocker. 4th blocker chosen goes to none other, 7-year ex-NBA player and 2024 Olympian on the sand, Seabud Chase Buttinger. Chase will be playing with none other than Gina Urango. San Diego Smash reunited again on the sand, on the virtual sand, for the 2024 Off-SZN Open virtual co-ed beach volleyball tournament. The 5th male blocker chosen and the 5th team will be defended or be blocking at the net, the Brazilian legend, Alisson. Alisson will be partnering with fastest first step in the game out of LSU. Go Tigers, Kristen Nuss. Kristen Nuss and Alisson, your 5th team chosen for the tournament. Number 6, the 6th blocker chosen on the men's side, goes to Tri-Born. Narrowly missing out on the 2024 AVP League. You know he is going to be pumped, stoked, and jacked to be playing in our Off-SZN Open co-ed beach volleyball virtual tournament. He will be playing with Haley Harwood. Haley Harwood probably having her best season of her career. Ex-NBA or ex-AVP champion. She won 2022, the Fort Lauderdale Open with Tina Gradina. The next male blocker picked, the thin beast, Phil Dahlhauser. No explanation needed for Phil, except look for him to come back in 2025 with a vengeance. I'm not sure he's too happy with how the 2024 season ended. He will be paired up with one-time Olympian 2024, playing behind Kelly Chang's block, none other than Sarah Hughes. Will be playing with Phil Dahlhauser. And the final men's blocker, woman defender team at the net, Theo Brunner. And he will be paired up with the final female defender. And that goes to Betsy Flynn. So, your first 8 teams chosen. Cody Caldwell playing with Savvy Simo. James Shaw with Melissa Humana Paradis. Andy Benish playing with Megan Kraft. Strong team there. Chase Buttinger and Gina Urango, the San Diego Smash, reunited. Alisson Sorority playing with Kristen Nuss. Tri-Born with Haley Harwood. Phil Dahlhauser with Sarah Hughes. And the final team for a men's blocker, women's defender, is Theo Brunner and Betsy Flynn. Let's continue to stay with the blockers. First, we'll dip into the women's jar, and we will come out with the first overall women's pick for a blocker from LSU, one-time Olympian, Taryn Cloth. And she will be partnered up with, behind on defense, Trevor Crabb. So Trevor and Taryn taking the first team spot on this side of the bracket. The second woman blocker chosen, Tony Rodriguez from the San Diego Smash. Tony having a great end to her 2024 season, and she'll be partnered with ex-Olympian Cam Shaw. Tony and Cam playing together. Also the stars of some TikToks recently, so they have the chemistry already building for Gamer and Tony Rodriguez. The third team at the net, two-time USA Olympian Kelly Chang, played in 2020, then 2021 in Tokyo with Sarah Sponsel, and then again in 2024 with Sarah Hughes. And she will be partnered up on the men's side with Troy Field, Kelly and Troy. Interesting team there. The fourth women's blocker chosen goes to Julia Scholes. And Julia will be partnered with Miles Partain. Miles Partain, Julia Scholes, strong team for the inaugural Off-SZN Open co-ed virtual beach volleyball tournament. The fifth woman chosen blocker, Therese Cannon. She'll be at the net in front of Sean Cook. Therese and Sean, Brooklyn Blaze teammates, reuniting. The number 6th women blocker chosen goes to Kylie DeBerg. And she will be playing in front of Evan Corey. Kylie and Evan pairing up. The 7th woman chosen blocker, the Latvian two-time Olympian Tina Gradina, playing in front of the Bug, Taylor Crabb. One-time Olympian with his partner Jake Gibb. Didn't get to play. Very sad. The final 16th team chosen. The 16th team will be headlined by the two-time Olympian from Canada, Brandy Wilkerson. And Brandy will be playing in front of the last person picked, the 32nd person. They call it Mr. Irrelevant in football. I think that's a very mean name. Not irrelevant at all. 2024 Olympian, Miles Evans. So there you have it. The 8 teams chosen with a female blocker and a male defender. Kelly Cheng and Troy Field, Kame Schock and Tony Rodriguez, Taryn Cloth and Trevor Crabb, Julia Scholes and Miles Partain, Therese Cannon and Sean Cook, Kylie DeBerg and Evan Corey, Brandy Wilkerson and Miles Evans, Tina Gradina, and Taylor Crabb. And the 8 teams chosen before: male blocker, female defender, Alison Cerruti with Kristen Nuss, Tri Bourne with Haley Harworth, Theo Brunner with Betsy Flint, Phil Dahlhauser with Sarah Hughes, Andy Benish with Megan Kraft, Chase Buttinger with Gina Urengo, Cody Caldwell with Savvy Simo, and James Shaw with Melissa Humana Paradis. Coming up, we'll send you right back to the studio where I will be assigning seeds to all these teams based on my totally biased opinions of how I think they will do. And then the Off-SZN Open Co-Ed Beach Volleyball Virtual Tournament gets underway on Christmas night, December 25th, 2024, on the Off-SZN Show. Back to the studio. Future Chris? All right, thank you very much, Chris from the past. That was your teams. Your teams have been decided. So what we then did was we took a look at all 16 teams. We did like a kind of a combined where we had the one versus where we had the other, and we ranked the teams from 1 through 16. So this is your conventional 1 through 16 like you'd see in March Madness. You got your top team in the top left of the bracket. You got your number 2 team in the top right of the bracket. You got the 116, the 215. We used to be able to say the 16 seed never wins, but that is no longer the case in NCAA men's college basketball, and I can't imagine that will last very long in a relatively arbitrary simulated beach volleyball tournament. So we are here, back live. Again, you can call the show. Any questions on the process or what the tournament's going to look like? Already seeing some comments in the chat about wanting a T-shirt. So I put it up on the chat. We are going to be posting this live bracket on all of our social media, so Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It'll be up on our website, betthebeach.com, www.betthebeach.com. Empty bracket there. What you do, you fill in your expected winners after I show you what the teams are going to be. You fill it all out, and you send it back to me before December 25th. We are going to have the left side of the bracket there in the round of 16, so that's 4 matches airing on December 25th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, in the typical off-season showtime. Then on January 1st, we're going to go from Rio for the first 4 games to the final 4 games of the round of 16. We're going to fly to Cairo, Egypt, January 1st, New Year's Day. Start the day off right, finishing out the round of 16. You'll have your 2:15, your 7:10, your 3:14, your 6:11. Then we go to Sydney, Australia, January 8th, Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. We will have all 4 quarterfinal matches live. That will be a live broadcast of all 4 quarterfinal matches, and we will have ideally people in studio here with me doing the commentating. We'll have live chat, live participation. You can call in, you can chat in for the 4 quarterfinal matchups for this off-season simulated Invitational Beach Volleyball Tournament. That's on January 8th, live from Sydney, Australia. The semifinals will air on January 15th, so 2 matches that night, 9 o'clock Eastern, January 15th in Tokyo, Japan. And then the finals, the off-season simulated Invitational Beach Volleyball Tournament finals. We go to the Big Apple, New York City. AVP won't play in New York City, but we certainly are going to. The finals, we'll have a whole studio show here, a pregame, a postgame, for what should be a spectacular finals on January 22nd. Without further ado, let's get to the seeds. We'll start in Rio, in the top half of the bracket. You have Megan Kraft and Andy Benish garnering the number 1 overall seed. Some talk in the comments there about buying stock in people. I think I mentioned that if I'm buying stock high in Megan Kraft right now after a spectacular season in the AVP League, after just an insane run on the Beach Pro Tour, making all the way to the Beach Pro Tour finals with her partner Therese Cannon. Megan Kraft, young, switched from defense to from blocker to defense, which is not easy to do. Long. Megan Kraft is a player I think you need to watch very seriously as an Olympic contender come for 2028 in Los Angeles. So Megan Kraft and the Olympian Andy Benish, the individual who just won, just earlier today, AVP's Blocker of the Year, as voted on by his peers, with some statistics built in there. Personally, I thought Theo Brunner might have had a good argument for that. I think Andy Benish said in the comments he voted for Theo Brunner, but Andy Benish was definitely a very deserving winner for the AVP Blocker of the Year. So congratulations to Andy Benish and 2024 Olympian with his partners, Miles Partain. We go to the chat. Is the match in New York City indoors or outdoors? That's a very good question. I believe that'll be an outdoor match. So we're going to have to just get your hats and boots and coats on because it'll be a little cold out there. If anybody recognizes that reference, I'll send you a coaster with Bet the Beach on it. Let me know in the chat. Your 1 seed overall, Megan Kraft, Andy Benish, they will face off against the 16 seed. That goes to none other than Evan Corey and Kylie DeBerg. The 8 seed, the 8-9 matchup, Jeannie Rango and Chase Buttinger, San Diego Smash teammates, winners of the inaugural season of the AVP League not about a month ago. Jeannie Rango and the ex-NBA player, 7 seasons in the National Basketball League, comes out to the sand, qualifies for the Olympics, and then takes a 9th place in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Breaks pool, faces Norway in the first round of the single elimination round of 16, and bows out with the 9th. But Jeannie Rango and Chase Buttinger, a very tough team to face at that 8 spot, and they will face off against none other than Troy Field and Kelly Chang. Kelly Chang, 2-time Olympian, as I said earlier, went to Tokyo in 2020 with Sarah Sponsel, and then reunited with her partner from college, Sarah Hughes, to make it to the 2024 Olympics in Paris, and took, I believe, a 5th. We move to the bottom half of the bracket, the final 2 games to be held in Rio, Brazil, Christmas night, December 25th. We have the 4 seed overall, Trevor Crabb, partnering up with Taryn Cloth from LSU. That's a very strong 4 seed there. They will face off against the 13th seed, Kame Schock and Tony Rodriguez. Tony Rodriguez, I believe, just won Best Server of the AVP League 2024, and Kame Schock partnered up with Triborn for a while, has since been partnered up with James Shaw, having some good success on the international tour, but really hasn't been able to reach the height that he had when he was with Theo Brunner back in 2022. So Kame Schock looking to get back in a winning way, and partnered up with an up-and-comer on the female side, Tony Rodriguez, winner of our Block Turn Flex Award earlier, about a month ago. In the same bracket, Taryn Cloth's partner from LSU, the defender, fastest first step in the game, Kristen Nuss, partnered up with the Brazilian legend, Alisson. They are a 5 seed. And then your 12 seed, Haley Harward and Triborn. Haley Harward had a spectacular season on the AVP, and Triborn looking to get back to his winning ways with a good partner there and a good opportunity to bust out of the round of 16 and potentially make it to a semifinal. So those 4 matches will be held on December 25th, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, right here on the Bet the Beach YouTube channel. Let's go to the right side of the bracket. The final 4 games of the round of 16. These will be held January 1st, New Year's Day. The 2 seed overall goes to none other than Miles Partain and Julia Scholes. Miles Partain, the young phenom, I would say. If you're buying stock, he might be the number 1 person, the highest priced stock right now, if you're looking towards the future for domestic beach volleyball. And Julia Scholes coming off a couple of really, really strong seasons with Betsy Flint. Did not qualify for the Olympics as they had hoped to. Gave up on that, I think, pretty early after TKN and Kelly Chang had secured it. But Julia Scholes and Betsy winning a Manhattan Beach Open a year and a half ago in 2023. So Julia Scholes poised, I think, to have a strong 2025 season, both here in the Off-SZN Simulated Invitational Beach Volleyball Tournament. That's a mouthful. And on the AVP Tour. Again, the phone number, if you want to call in and call me an idiot for some of these seeds, please do it, 978-254-1707. You can email us at betthebeach@gmail.com or hop in the chat, as many of you have. The 215 matchup, the 15 seed goes to Sean Cook and Therese Cannon. Brooklyn Blaze teammates reunited on the sand to take on Miles Partain and Julia Scholes. And then your 7-10 matchup, the aforementioned Betsy Flint, traditionally the woman you'd expect to win server of the year. Tony Rodriguez taking that away from her. Betsy, I guess, a down year serving, I guess. I don't know. I would have voted for Betsy every single time, personally. But they don't give me a vote because I'm on the outside. Partnered up with Theo Brunner. Theo Brunner looking towards a 2025 season in which some may have expected him to retire. I don't. I think the AVP League short sets, 2 matches a weekend, will do wonders to lengthen a career. We know Theo Brunner, or we suspect Theo Brunner is not going to have much interest in playing internationally. He has been very outspoken about his complaints with the Beach Pro Tour. But I do expect him to come back out in the sand for the AVP League in 2025. And here he'll be in the Off-SZN Simulated Invitational playing along with Betsy Flint. They will be facing off against Melissa Humana Paradis of Canada, the Canadian silver medalists in 2024, narrowly losing in that third set to Ana Patricia and Duda of Brazil, Brandy and Mel. Mel, the excellent defender from Canada. She's been on the domestic pro tour here in the AVP for quite some time, and she, I think, a very strong 10 seed there. Partnered up with the rookie James Shaw. I would keep an eye on them. I would say Betsy Flint and Theo Brunner, you're always looking for that 7-10 upset. It's a very common thing when you're picking out your brackets. That would be an upset I would take. I would just keep an eye on. I would definitely keep an eye on that one. And finally, the final 2 matches from the round of 16, January 1st in Cairo, Egypt. The 3 seed goes to Miles Evans, 2024 Olympian, partnered up with Chase Buttinger, and Brandy Wilkerson, 2024 silver medalists, as I just said, blocking at the net. They are going up against the 14 seed Savvy Simo and Cody Caldwell. Couple of things here. Cody Caldwell, some noise about him potentially wanting to go back to being a defender in 2025. We put him in the blocker category for this. Nothing's official there. And Savvy Simo, just a heartbreaking story with her missing the AVP League on a tiebreaker in Chicago. So just narrowly missing out on the AVP League. But in my mind, she's definitely in your top 8 domestically in 2025. So she will be partnered up with none other than the sand throw himself, Cody Caldwell. And then the final matchup of the Off-SZN Simulated Invitational Beach Volleyball Tournament round of 16. You got Sarah Hughes, 2024 Olympian and 5th place, going up against, I think, 4-time Olympian, the GOAT, the thin beast, Phil Dahlhauser. Some people may be surprised to see me have him on there. But without knowing anything specific, I would guess a competitive fellow like Phil Dahlhauser, probably pretty unhappy with how it turned out in 2024 in the league. A lot of people had the Palm Beach Passion going far. I personally had them as making the final 4 teams for the championships. Phil and Avery really did not perform well. I'm not even sure how many wins they got, but it wasn't many. I think Brandy and Mel faltered a little bit, losing twice to the A team. Palm Beach Passion did not qualify for the championships, so I think Phil will be rejuvenated in 2025, and I think he's a great candidate to have included here in the Off-SZN Simulated Invitational Beach Volleyball Tournament. So those are your brackets. The first half of the round of 16 will be next week at this time, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, on the YouTube channel. That's Christmas Day, so that's going to be a pre-recorded matches shown on tape delay. And yes, I know the irony of me railing against the AVP for tape delaying matches and then me doing it to you twice, not once but twice, Christmas night and New Year's night. But they'll be there for whenever you want to watch them. If you have an extra hour downtime during the holidays and you want to put something on, we will have all 4 matches back to back to back to back. And those are the first matches on the left side of your bracket there, December 25th in Rio, Brazil. 1 week later, on New Year's Day, January 1st, you might be hungover. You might be sitting on the couch looking for something to watch. Put on the Bet the Beach YouTube channel and watch the final 4 matches of the round of 16 on the right side of your screen there from Cairo, Egypt, January 1st, 9 o'clock. And then the quarterfinals, round of 8, January 8th. All 4 matches will be held live here on the Bet the Beach YouTube channel. We'll have live commentary for all 4 matches, a studio show in between matches, breaking down the implications to the brackets, previewing the upcoming games, previewing the semifinals, where both matches will be held back-to-back on January 15th, again live here on the Bet the Beach channel, and then the finals January 22nd, live here from the Bet the Beach studios from New York. The games played in New York. We'll be commentating them from here remotely. Thank you, COVID. From January 22nd from New York City, New York, outdoors to my buddy Paul there in the chat. So that's the entirety of what I wanted to get to tonight. Now, I already said it once. Let me say it again. This bracket here that's on your screen will be posted on all of our socials here over the course of the next hour, I would say. So on Instagram, on Twitter, and on TikTok, these will be up for you to fill out. You can Instagram story right over it. You can print it and scribble on it. You can just DM me your list work your way down from left to right, who you think's going to win each match, and I'll fill it out for you. If anybody who gets a perfect bracket, I know it's rare. You see it very rarely happen in the field of 64 or the field 68 for men's college basketball. I think it might be a little bit easier here. These games, well, I'll show that to you in a minute. What I will show you here in a minute here as we say goodbye is the final 3 points from the 2023 off-season simulated Invitational Beach Volleyball Tournament. So you get to see the final 3 points as we send you back as we start to look forward to the 2024 Aussie. So yeah, fill out your brackets, send them my way. Anybody who gets a perfect bracket will be sent a long sleeve, dry fit Bet the Beach shirt. You see me wearing it. Dry fit, white, light, got the hood to it, perfect, got the nice new Bet the Beach logo on it. So anybody who has a perfect bracket at the conclusion of the tournament. So the finals are on January 22nd. So if you tune in there and both your teams are still in it, you have every pick right, and you're watching that, and you get it correct, you're getting a shirt. So make sure you fill out your brackets. Make sure you DM to me, email them to me. Email's on the screen there, betthebeach@gmail.com, however you want to do that. Fill out a bracket, send it my way, and we'll see how it goes. And that, I think, is all I wanted to get to. A couple of quick notes. The Beach Pro Tour announced their schedule for 2025. Starts in Mexico and Brazil. Your typical stops in Stade, Starja Blanki, Ostrava. Rounds out the season at the end of the season, I think, back with a couple of events in Brazil. And I don't know if this is normal or if this is new, but I don't hate it. The Beach World Championships will be held at the end of the season. So instead of the Pro Tour finals and the championships happening in the middle of the season, which is what I had been used to, again, I've only been watching it for a few years, the Beach World Championships are at the end of the season in Adelaide, Australia. That will be a fun event to watch. So I think we got like 20 or so between Challenge and Elite 16 events that we can gamble on, that we can make some money on, that we can have some fun with. So we don't talk a lot about the International Beach Pro Tour on here, especially in a non-Olympic quad. We got a couple years here where we're outside Olympic qualification, but we can gamble on it, so we'll be paying attention to it. And the final note before I send you back is we had talked about it, I think, last week and the week before. The legend from Italy, Adrian Carambula, announcing his retirement last week. Today on Instagram announcing he is now part of the coaching staff for the Beach Volley Vikings, the 2021 Olympic gold medalists, Anders Moll and Christian Sorum, the 2024 Olympic bronze medalists, Anders and Christian. They now have Mr. Skyball in their box as a coach. So really interesting there. I'm not sure I know of a precedent for somebody from one federation going to coach another federation, but I do know, and I have heard, that the Italian Federation had not been kind to Adrian Carambula over the last few years. So if this is an FU move to the Italian Federation, I don't hate it. You got to respect that. You got to love that. So I think that's it. I'm going to leave you now. So before I go, just a reminder of the schedule here, and it'll be on social, so no stress there if you miss this. Next Wednesday, the first 4 matches of the round of 16 on the left side of your screen there from Rio, Brazil. the 1-16, the 8-9 matchup, the 4-13, the 5-12. In succession next Wednesday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, right here on the Bet to Beat YouTube channel. January 1st, the final 4 matches of the round of 16. January 8th, all 4 quarterfinal matches. January 15th, both of the semifinal matches in sequence. And then the finals from New York City, New York. The city is so nice they named it twice. The finals, January 22nd, live. And if you have a perfect bracket, you're going to get sent a long-sleeve hooded dry fit. And with that, I will leave you with the final 3 points of a very, very thrilling 2023 off-season simulated invitational beach volleyball tournament. Let me just set it up for you. Same structure, same all that. In the finals, you had Taylor Crabb and Kelly Chang versus Andy Benish and Kristen Nuss. Both had seen some scares earlier in the tournament. Both had fought through some serious adversity, a couple of tsunamis, a hurricane, a tornado, just to get to the finals last year in Barcelona. So we're going to bring you to the final 3 points, just a quick replay of last year's Aussie finals. And then we will see you next Wednesday for the first 4 matches of the round of 16, the off-season simulated invitational beach volleyball tournament kicking off 1 week from today, Wednesday, December 25th. And I'll leave you with the final 3 points of last year's finals. 13-10, Andy Benish back to serve. Everybody on your feet, 2 points away from the championship. Andy serves at Kelly. Kelly with the pass. Taylor Crabb with the good set. Kelly Chang down the middle finds the seam to make it within 2 points, 11-13. Taylor Crabb back to serve. Taylor Crabb serves at Kristen Nuss. Kristen Nuss with a rare overpass, and that gets us to within 1 point. Taylor Crabb and Kelly Chang down 1, 12-13. Taylor going to go back to Kristen Nuss. Kristen Nuss, another overpass, this time dug by Kelly Chang. Taylor Crabb can't get to it. On your feet, we have our first match point. Kristen Nuss will be back to serve, 14-12. And where's she going to go? Down seam again. Kelly Chang with a diving dig. Taylor Crabb can't get to it. And ladies and gentlemen, Kristen Nuss and Andy Benish are your 2023 off-season simulated invitational championship winners.
Wake up, sunshine, let's go play. Beach volleyball is the way. Sand in my toes, sky so blue. Fun in the sun, just me and you. Bounce on the beach, set the ball high. Smiles all around and we reach for the sky. Surfs up and laughter's in the breeze. Join the podcast if you please. Diving in, watch us fly. Under the sun we feel so high. Spike and serve, hear the cheer. Every day is summer here. Wake up, sunshine, let's go play. Beach volleyball is the way. Sand in my toes, sky so blue. Fun in the sun, just me and you. Bounce on the beach, set the ball high. Smiles all around and we reach for the sky. Surfs up and laughter's in the breeze. Join the podcast if you please. Dive and dig, watch us fly. Under the sun we feel so high. Spike and serve, hear the cheer. Every day is summer here. Dive and dig, watch us fly. Under the sun we feel so high. Spike and serve, hear the cheer. Every day is summer here.